that? Which one is created for?
Isn't it amazing how our world has become so much more like wrestling? I keep thinking back to the time that Donald Trump shaved Vince McMahon's head. It was great. It was a moment, a pivotal moment, I think, in culture. What do I mean by that? Well, I've been watching this guy a long time. I watched his television show, The Apprentice. I couldn't figure out why I was watching it, but I watched all the episodes that I could. And it's amazing how the stars just keep reoccurring. And I thought to myself, who is Trump like? Well, he's got the ideas of Marshall McLuhan mastered, apparently, in his own way. And he's also a great entrepreneur and impresario, like P.T. Barnum. The medium is the mayhem. Trump, McLuhan, and the Carnival of American Media. By me, David L. Gordon. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Welcome to the Electric Circus. If Marshall McLuhan were alive today, he might be sipping a martini in a sensory deprivation tank, muttering, "I told you so," while watching Donald Trump tweet, all in caps. The medium is the message, McLuhan said. Trump heard that, nodded, and made the media scream. This is not a eulogy, but it is a postmodern autopsy of American media, politics, and the strange looping feedback loop between the two. It's also a love letter to chaos. Trump is McLuhan's Frankenstein. The medium is the message, and the message is Trump. Trump didn't just use Twitter. He became Twitter. He didn't just appear on television. He was television. McLuhan warned us that the medium would shape the message, and Trump himself into a living meme. He bypassed the gatekeepers, kicked down the gates, and built a golden escalator to the feed. Here is my case. Cool medium, hot personality. McLuhan called TV a cool medium, favoring subtlety. Trump responded with bombast, repetition, and rally chants. Somehow it worked. Maybe because the audience wasn't watching TV. They were feeling it. Trump's meandering speeches were less about logic and more about rhythm, like jazz, but with more shouting. Emotional resonance over rational thought. McLuhan said electronic media creates participation. Trump created tribes. His rhetoric wasn't designed to persuade, it was designed to belong. Facts were optional. Feelings were mandatory. The crowd didn't chant policy, they chanted identity. Reality distortion as strategy. Trump's media strategy wasn't just to communicate, it was to reshape reality. McLuhan knew media could do that. Trump weaponized it. News became narrative, narrative became loyalty, loyalty became power. Disruption is doctrine. McLuhan predicted that new media would disrupt old institutions. Trump didn't just disrupt politics, he turned it into a reality show. Congress became a subplot, the White House became a set, and the audience, well, that's global. So what of media in the age of Trump? Sensationalism is the new normal. News anchors now chase tweets like greyhounds after a mechanical rabbit. Substance is sacrificed for spectacle. The news cycle spins faster than a washing machine on meth. Polarization becomes programming. Media outlets now serve ideological comfort food. One channel says Trump is a savior. The other says he's a symptom. Nobody agrees. Everybody watches. What about social media as a sovereign state? Trump's tweets didn't just bypass traditional media, they replaced it. The press became reactive. The public became addicted. The algorithm became king. Red flags as background noise. Well, erratic behavior used to be a headline. Now it's a Tuesday. The media overwhelmed normalized the abnormal. McLuhan would call it desensitization. I call it tragicomedy. In the future, politics will be performed. Candidates won't just campaign, they'll broadcast. The line between influencer and the elected official will blur. The party system may fracture. Spectacle will intensify. Media will fragment further. News will become niche. Truth will become tribal. Platforms will evolve into echo chambers, and the audience will curate reality. Trust will erode. Authority will be mocked. Satire will become survival. The public will ask, is this real? And the answer will be, does it matter? Presidential norms will be redefined. Trump didn't just bend the rules, he rewrote the script. Future leaders may follow suit. The presidency may become less about governance and more about performance art. Which brings us to the Jimmy Kimmel affair.
Every tweet, a war, a shout, a hymn. Every channel's dial swung back to him. He didn't just play, he became the game. Every voice an echo of his name.
Well, satire is on trial. Kimmel's suspension wasn't just about a joke. It was about the boundaries of expression. Satire collided with outrage, and the result was silence. The FCC flexed. Affiliates flinched. The message was clear. Controversy has consequences. But who decides what's too far? Trump celebrated Kimmel's preemption. Supporters cheered, critics mourned. The divide deepened and comedy became combat. The creatives are on edge. Writers, comedian, artists, everyone watched. The chilling effect was real. Self-censorship became survival. The medium, once liberating, became a minefield. What does it mean for free speech? Speech is free until it isn't. The Kimmel case shows that speech may be protected, but it's not immune. Public reaction, corporate caution, and regulatory oversight form a triangle of tension. It is accountability versus expression. Should comedians be held accountable for satire? Should politicians be immune to parody? The debate rages. The stakes rise. Dialogue or division? Polarization threatens discourse. Free speech thrives on dialogue, but when every word is a weapon, who dares to speak? Marshall McLuhan saw the future. Donald Trump lived it. Jimmy Kimmel joked about it. And the rest of us, we're watching. We're tweeting, we're reacting, and we are wondering what comes next. In the end, the medium is the message, and the message is, welcome to the show. You see, the spectacle is the substance. P.T. Barnum sold illusions. He paraded cardboard mermaids and miniature men, and the public paid gladly to be fooled. He understood that truth was negotiable, but entertainment was sacred. Donald Trump, too, sells spectacle. His rallies are not policy briefings, they are performances. His slogans are not platforms, they are chants. Make America Great Again is less a political statement than it is a branding triumph. Like Barnum, Trump knows that in America, the show is the product. And the media is the megaphone. Barnum was a master of the press. He planted stories, he stirred controversies, and he made headlines out of hoaxes. He didn't wait for the media to cover him. He fed it. Trump, born into a world of 24-hour news and social media, took Barnum's playbook and he digitized it. He tweets, he provokes, he dominates the cycle, and he doesn't just use media, he is media. Every scandal, every soundbite, every feud is part of the act. The press, like a hypnotized audience, follows the spotlight wherever he shines it. The crowd is the chorus. Barnum once said, the public appears disposed to be amused even when they are conscious of being deceived. Trump supporters, like Barnum's ticket holders, are not just passive observers, they are participants. They chant, they cheer, they wear the merchandise, they know the script, and they love the drama. Trump speaks not to the intellect, but to the gut. His language is simple, his tone theatrical. He doesn't argue, he performs. And the crowd, like any good chorus, echoes back the lines. We're talking about the business of belief. Barnum was a businessman first. His museum, his circus, his curiosities, they were all for profit. He understood that belief could be monetized. Trump, too, is a brand. His name is stamped on buildings, stakes, universities, and ballots. His presidency blurred the line between governance and marketing. Like Barnum, he turned belief into capital and controversy into currency. You see, the curtain never falls. Barnum's legacy is not in the artifacts that he displayed, but in the culture he shaped. He taught America to crave spectacle, to reward audacity, to blur the line between truth and entertainment. Trump's legacy may be similar. He has redefined political norms, reshaped media behavior, and turned the presidency into a stage. The curtain never falls. The show goes on. And in the end, Trump and Barnum are not anomalies. They are archetypes, reflections of a nation that loves a good show, even when the stakes are real. They both remind us that in America, the line between leader and entertainer is thin, and sometimes the ringmaster becomes the president. And the crowd? The crowd keeps clapping. Once upon a time, America elected a showman, not a statesman, not a scholar, a showman. And not just any showman, but one who seemed to have studied Marshall McLuhan in the mirror and channeled P.T. Barnum in his sleep. Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, is not merely a political figure. He is the living embodiment of media theory and circus philosophy, wrapped in a red tie and broadcast in high definition. This is not a coincidence. This is America. Marshall McLuhan warned us that the medium would become the message, that the way we communicate would shape what we communicate. Trump didn't just understand this, he weaponized it. Twitter became his pulpit, television his stage, and rallies his revival tent. He didn't just need policy papers, he had hashtags. Barnum would have applauded. He knew that the crowd didn't come for facts, they came for fireworks. Trump gave them both, often in the same sentence. Fake news, he'd shout, and the crowd would roar. Truth became optional. Entertainment became essential. McLuhan saw it coming. Barnum sold the tickets, and Trump took center ring. The audience is the engine, Barnum once said. Without promotion, something terrible happens. Nothing. Trump promoted himself like a product. He was the stake, the university, the tower, the tweet. He didn't just run the office, he marketed it. And the audience, they bought it in bulk. McLuhan believed that electronic media created participation. Trump created tribes. His supporters didn't just vote, they performed. They wore the hats, waved the flags, and echoed the slogans. It wasn't politics, it was pageantry. Barnum gave the people curiosities. Trump gave them identity. McLuhan gave them a theory. Together, they built a feedback loop so loud it drowned out nuance. Barnum blurred the line between reality and illusion. He sold mermaids made of monkey bones and called it science. Trump blurred the line between governance and performance. He sold executive orders like episodes of a reality show. McLuhan would have called it media saturation. Barnum would have called it genius. Trump called it Tuesday. The press, caught in the whirlwind, became part of the act. They chased tweets like confetti, analyzed speeches like riddles, and tried to fact-check a performance, but you cannot fact-check a feeling. And Trump, like Barnum, knew that. Feelings sold better than facts. The legacy of the ringmasters is that Barnum left behind a circus. McLuhan left behind a theory. Trump may have left the blueprint. A new model for political engagement where controversy is currency and attention is power. Future politicians may not quote McLuhan, but they'll live by his rules. They may not admire Barnum, but they'll mimic his methods. And they may not be Trump, but they'll know that the crowd wants a show. In the end, Trump is not an anomaly. He is a synthesis, a Barnum-style promoter with a McLuhan-shaped media landscape. A man who understood that in America, the loudest voice wins, the brightest lights blind, and the circus never leaves town.